Hello.
Hi,
Hi, Chris.
how's it going?
I'm good. Welcome back, everyone, to the Cherry Crumble podcast, the audio-visual experience where we talk about playing in a wedding band whilst watching back some footage that we've played over the years.
Yep, it's great to be back doing it once again.
So,
You say wedding band? That's piqued my interest already.
right, okay. So, we do play mostly weddings.
I think the last well we went a long time without doing one of these, but the last one we done a few months ago, we talked a lot about not non-wedding gigs, didn't we?
That's right. We play a lot of functions. In fact, our last gig at this moment of recording was a ball for what was it again?
There's people they charmed you to such an extent.
Was it a farmer's ball?
Aye, the young farmers.
We play so many agricultural fairs that
I know. The manure has neutralised your memory bank.
permeated my grey matter. So who's going to be watching this, Chris? Who's going to be watching or listening to us just now? Do you think it will be prospective clients who are thinking about booking us?
I guess so. I don't think it'll be random folk that we've come up in their algorithm.
It could. Who knows? All hail the algorithm.
Yeah.
It could also be folks who have booked us in the past checking up on us. Congratulations to you folks who have already booked us.
You've made it this far. Yeah.
Aye.
What a choice.
Hope married life is doing you well.
Yeah, but we were like what we were kind of talking about maybe leading on from as a yin to the yang of the last one we did, like maybe drill into the wedding side of it a bit more.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, most of the gigs we play are weddings, so
Mhm.
that would make sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
So this one here is a wedding that we played. This is them coming on for their first dance. This was around Christmas time, a winter wedding.
That was a lovely do.
So this is the sort of thing you can expect for your first dance. We would traditionally get everyone around the floor.
Well, we kind of again, if you've made it as far as the Cherry Crumble YouTube theatre, yeah, you'll see. I think this clip that we're watching is taken from, like, we put up the whole sort of first dance. Well, the bit before the first dance, we called John and Claire, I think this was. We called them into the room. They cut the cake. That's the kind of traditional run of things. Cut the cake and then the first dance. So I guess just like putting up like more sort of candid footage like that. It is specifically to give folks that might be looking just a glance at how we do that.
What has happened here is we've called them into the room. There's been a big cheer, and we have counted them down for their cake cutting.
Mm-hmm.
Counted them down from 5. Everyone joins in, and then pretty soon they're going to get that cake and the table out of the way for the first dance. That is kind of how we kick it off. We kind of tee the whole thing up by getting as many people as we can to surround the dance floor, standing up, so that this kind of footage, and they've obviously got a photographer and a videographer, the footage will look really good of them dancing with their loved ones in the background.
Unless folks really don't want people to be standing up around the dance floor, yeah, it's going to add a lot to your sense of theatre.
Yeah, the alternative is it feels a little cold, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, but yep, there's many ways to skin a cat, and there's many ways, all sorts of folks will do things differently, but that's our take on it. Like, that's your kind of kicking off the evening. And we want to do it in style.
So, if they have gotten this far, right? If they have gotten to our YouTube channel, that means that they've probably been on Coast's website. They've seen our videos and quite liked them. So thank you for that. Thank you for getting this far. What separates us from the other bands that we're looking at?
I mean, that is a toughie.
I mean, there is some stiff competition out there, right?
Mm.
Some damn fine videos.
Yeah, look, well, certainly, for sure, you'll see that on the Coast site. Like all the bands are. Yep, their profiles will make a good impression on you. But I guess, well, do you know? You'll see. We mentioned algorithms earlier, and with any time, like any of us will go onto social media, like you'll get wedding suppliers and all sorts coming up because of what we do. I did. I noticed something. I think it was a celebrant recently. She puts a lot of good stuff up, and she well, it was like a frequently asked question or whatever about, I think it was along the lines of, do you ever say no to potential clients? Yep. But it was in amongst that anyway, and she mentioned something about the most important thing, most important quality you can have as a wedding supplier is honesty. Now that, I was like, busy doing the dishes and Mr. Sheen out, but yeah, I was like,
that's a really good point.
That's actually stopped me in my tracks a bit, and I've thought about it a lot since.
A very astute observation, I would say, especially when you consider that the entire wedding market is a little bit saturated. A lot of people jumping on board with that.
Yeah,
I suppose one of the things we have to offer is we've been doing this for a very long time. We are very professional at doing this. We know what we have to do.
Yeah. Well drilled.
Yeah, a well-oiled machine. We know how to manage a crowd.
I guess. Again, you would hope that any sort of band in the respect to like playing songs and being a band, they're going to have that. But with the honesty thing, yeah, I've thought about it a lot, and like how can you, well, as a customer, say, right, which you are, if you're a, let's say, a couple that's
looking to book us.
Yeah, you've got your wedding date and your
venue,
try to get all your suppliers sorted out. Well, how do you go about, like, how do you go about thinking, why should I book that band instead of that band? Is it purely because that guy's got a better voice, or because that drummer wears better shoes than that drummer?
Well, I guess then the question is, why should you? What makes us stand out? What's the best thing about booking Cherry Crumble as your wedding band? And
wow!
I have a few ideas. The first one that comes to mind is communication. Like
true. That is, you're right. That is a good thing to bring up.
Imagine you book a band, right, and then you email them.
Okay, I'm in the room, right,
and
I've booked a band.
They don't get back to you for 2 weeks.
2 weeks? I'll be like, not fucking cancelled.
Wow.
No?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, and rightly so, right? You would expect to hear back from them before then.
We are.
Oh, you are very good at communicating with.
I think you are too.
In person, maybe. You're better over emails.
We are acutely aware of how much money people spend to book us. So
right.
Yeah, for sure. Like I'd be like, we will be responding immediately. But do you know? I'd say that. See if you put yourself in the position of somebody that's looking to book. I think that's a good idea. Would be just send a wee message, like on, your social media, like,
yep.
Hey, how you doing?
Instagram, Facebook, you name it.
You're right. Cherry Crumble, what are you guys wearing tonight?
Pip.
And just see how it goes down. Like, see if you get a response to something informal.
It's a strange question, but I get your point. We really approach this job like without ego. We fully understand that we're getting up on stage and playing other people's songs.
Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to approach this from some sort of prima donna diva kind of thing. We're happy to do what it is you want us to do on stage.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, I find that a lot of people don't really know what they want from us.
Oh, for sure.
And
for
that's
sure.
fine.
Yeah.
The thing you were saying earlier about in the wedding industry or wedding providers, we need to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
If you're honest with us about what you want and what you don't want,
Yeah.
or if the case is that you don't know what you want,
Yeah.
then be honest with us, because we do know what we're doing. And so if we're happy to do what you want, but if you come to us and say we're not really sure what we want,
absolutely, tell us what you want, even if that means you don't know what you want.
Either we will get to the bottom of it, or when we know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
As soon as we take over the night, you're in safe hands with us.
As you can see from these happy folks in old Aberdeen getting guided safely through the festive season. Yeah,
I understand that there's a lot of bands to look at, a lot of choices to make, not just with bands but with venues and all sorts of suppliers. It's a strong case of choice paralysis. And
that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, you could. I mean, you actually could. You could become numb with the amount of options you've got, and like if you look at everybody's promo stuff, if you look at all their 20-second Instagram clips, then you could line up thousands of suppliers, and they're all going to look amazing. But
there are some people that know exactly what they want, down to what song they want played 20th in the set. There are also people who are just tired of making decisions.
Yeah.
And we're more than happy to either help you come up with the decision or make it for you. We know how to get a crowd up and to get them dancing.
Yeah.
Regardless of the age group, we'll take one look at that crowd and be like, aye, they definitely want Bruce Springsteen.
That's usually the answer. That's usually the answer to any crowd. But it's like intangible things. But we when it comes down to the nitty gritty on the night, like we're we like to think we're kind of comfortable.
We're salty sea
in
dogs.
In a room with strangers, unflappable. But there's always something can catch you by surprise.
Well, I mean, to say that we're approachable, right?
Got to bat it off.
It's not really for us to say that we're approachable.
No.
From experience and how often we get approached, I think it's safe to say we're not unapproachable.
Yeah. Look, if you've crawled through a crowd at 2 a.m, you've extended your set by 2 hours, you've got a Santa hat on, you don't know where your shirt is, I think you'd have to say you're warm and approachable.
Aye, Christmas nights in Aberdeen.
Yeah. We'll never get those shirts back. Anyway.
Or the Santa hats.
Anyway, yep. So, yeah, just give us a message, but keep it clean, you know.
Yeah, and good luck with the choices that you have to make in regards to all the choices you're making for your wedding.
Yeah.
It's okay to say that you don't know.
It's okay to say you don't want cherry crumble.
Just don't tell us.
Aye. Don't tell us you had a good time.